Happy spring, everyone. I'm so excited. Today is the first day of spring. I'm wearing my flowers in honor of the day. Get outside this weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful, but you're also invited to our faculty concert on Sunday. It is this Sunday from 3 to 4. It might not even be till 4. There's just a few of us this time, but I'm so excited. We've done this every year for a long time. I'm going to be in it. Chelsea's going to be singing. So she and I are going to sing a duet, and Natalia singing musical theater and pop. And uh, Anne is playing piano, and then Robert and Cindy are in a strings chamber group. So that is going to play. So it's going to be a great concert. It's free. Come see your teachers play. If you don't go to the school, you're invited to this. Come see and hear some good music from professionals in the area. It's a really good way to support, but then it's also a really good way to learn. We always learn by watching other people and hearing other people. So come to that. I wanted to talk a little bit about along the same lines as the concert this weekend, and that is about making your own music opportunities. The economy is not great right now. Would you guys agree with that? I have a unique look on things, and the economy just isn't great. It just isn't. So when that happens, one of the first things that dies down is the performing. It's just there's just not as much. People can't go out as much. And so in these times, because music is like this, right? It's all over the place. You chose this, right? Knowing that it is not this steady thing, right? All the time. So in those moments, we have to get really good at providing our own opportunities, creating our own opportunities. It's just part of the experience. I think that it helps us as people because it also takes the responsibility off of others and puts it on ourselves. So I think that's always a good thing. So I want to talk a little bit about things that you can do, and especially about locally, what you can do in Raleigh that's a local thing to help your opportunities to create more opportunities for yourself. So I'll start with the pop stuff first. If you are a pop singer, karaoke is always a great way to get your music out there, get your voice out there. So there is a karaoke place on Falls of the New or off of Falls of the News, and there's some places downtown. There's some in Cary. Google it. There's a ton of places for karaoke. I like karaoke, but I, being a classical singer, I always want to sing the slow, sad stuff. And I don't think that that's a huge crowd pleaser for the most part. So I tend to not sing very much karaoke in big groups just because, again, I'm always going to pick the slow, sad stuff. There's definitely a place for that, but just not all the time. People typically like the upbeat stuff that they can, join into. And so if you're trying to kind of establish a following, I would encourage you to at least start with something upbeat. Start working in that. And that's a good thing to be working towards. So students, if you're taking lessons here, I would start working towards that goal, and that being like the beginning of your journey on that. So there are other things you can do for instrumentalists and for singers who are doing popular styles, rock, any of that kind of stuff. Open mic nights. Go look for open mic nights. I'm not exactly sure which ones are open right now, but I know in the past there have been a ton. So go Google that as well. Where are open mic nights and put your name down. Start getting your stuff out there. Start getting your stuff out there. If you need help getting a band together, let me know. We have instruments here that we can definitely create a band for adults and for kids. So just come talk to me. Come talk to me. Um, I encourage you to make a recording. There are recording studios in the area. I've talked about I went to Appalachian for undergrad. They have a recording studio at Appalachian. So you could go, and it costs money, yes, but it really is helpful when you wanted to get your stuff out there. Make a YouTube channel. YouTube is big, right? So you could go and start putting your stuff out there, start writing your own music, start covering stuff and put it out there. These are simple ways to do this. It doesn't take a lot of speaking to people, but now it gets a little bit tougher. If you are a classical musician, it's going to take a little bit more work, right? Because with popular music, the audience is there, with classical music, Unfortunately, just because of the nature of it, it's just not as accessible. Not people are not as interested into it anymore, unfortunately. We can change that, this idea of like it being elitist and it's, I mean, expensive and just all of these things. I would love to be able to strip that away and provide more opportunities where it doesn't feel like that so much for the performing part of it. Um, so again, making a good recording is really good so that you can go and literally contact all the local churches, all the local religious centers, and just all of the organizations. Put your stuff out there. Singers, if you're an opera singer, get a headshot. Musical theater singers, go get a headshot, get in an acting class. You start building a rapport with people, start to get to know the people in the area, go audition for the local musicals, go audition for choruses, go audition for the opera company. Unfortunately, with the opera company, there's only one and they have their people and it's just it's tough, but just I would love it if we could have another opera company here in Raleigh. And I think especially for new singers that have come in from other areas and young singers that haven't had that experience, to be able to provide that, because I'm not sure that this opera company, because of the nature of it, is able to do that. Right, they are bringing in people to sing the roles from other places. They are bringing in, not always, but I don't feel like that the main focus of that opera company is to get young and new talent, and that's understandable, but I would love to be able to provide some. I mean, it was my dream at one point for us to have another opera company like that. It's hard to get it going, but it would be really, really cool. A matter of fact, when I was younger, when I was first, I think, out of grad school, friends and myself, we decided to come up with a scenes program to take to different schools. And so we did one at a school. We did this whole scenes program and went to our the arts, like the nonprofit that does those artists in schools kind of stuff, and it seems like they were only working with the one opera company, and it's just unfortunate because just the more there is out there, the better everybody becomes. It's not the less, but it's the better, because everybody has their individual focuses, right? And so I think providing that would be really cool. So one of the things we try to do here at the school is to provide more performance opportunities for our classical musicians. I mean, there are, like I said, local groups. There's a local orchestra. There are a couple of orchestras that are in the area that are good places to audition. But I still just feel like overall there can always be more. And so we're doing convocation every other week. So that is our performing opportunity to, come and you sign up for it and then you go and you play and then you get feedback for it. Every time you do that, it gets better, because not only are you bringing everything together that you're learning, and it becomes this culminating thing, but also you're adding in nerves too. So it can only make you better, but it also is a really good gauge and where you are at and you're learning what, how far you've gone. So that's why we think that music is meant to be shared. We got to get out there and to be sharing it with other people. It's not something that we just hold for ourselves. It's a way to communicate. It's a way to connect. It's a way to be in community. It's all those things. And so I do not believe if you are taking lessons anywhere and you are not performing or working towards a performance, then you are not getting everything you can out of those lessons, because music is meant to be shared. It's meant to be shared. So also contacting everybody that you can contact, right? Exhaust your contacts. Like just go for it. The more that people can hear you, the better. Going and performing in your services at churches, right? Going and performing that is a wonderful way for people to hear you. Um, Renting out your church space or your religious or community center space so that you can put on concerts, that you can invite your social media groups to this stuff. That is another way to kind of get out there, working towards something, and you can make it a benefit. It can benefit someone else, like, or not involving money at all. I mean, there's so many ways to do this, and we have to be so creative. But I don't think we should be complacent, and I don't think that we should just accept that we are doing these lessons or learning or, without the performing part, we feel so good about ourselves when we can get up there and face our fears. And it just makes us better people, not even just performers, not even better musicians, but a person. I just think that I mean, there is a connection there. There's the person that's watching, listening, and then the other person is giving. And then it might shift. And I just think there's nothing like it. So if you need any more ideas, and I have more, but I'll just stop right there right now. But I think that, the main thing is looking for your area stuff, right? And if there's not something in your area, make it happen. Start calling around. Where could you get a space for people to come? And then invite them. Figure out ways to invite. Being in music is not easy. It's just not easy. It's not this like automatic thing. It's just not this thing that is automatically going to happen. It's something that we have to work on, and probably for the rest of your life. There's a I say this every time, but there's a beauty in that, right? That there's no room for complacency in music. So anyway, I will see you next time. Please come to the concert this week. We have worked on this. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And, come see your teachers. It might make you feel better about yourself. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.